Every coffee needs a lotus.
Part. So welcome back to our session. This is the second part. If the first part was truly exciting, this second part will be even more interesting. Why? Because we can hear your thoughts, and Sir Arthur Carmazzi will answer it personally for you, but at least face to face virtually. So we encourage you, Zoom participants, because you are all we see now. By the way, we'd like to acknowledge our participants who are watching now via YouTube, LinkedIn, and of course FB Live. So for our Zoom participants, please type in your questions. There's a Q&A box. So type in your question. But more exciting would be if you will do a Zoom live question. So click the raise button so we can see you, we can hear you. You can have a banter with Sir Arthur. And for our Facebook Live viewers, type in your questions. We're monitoring it right now, and we'll reading it one by one. So, Sir Arthur, is it okay with you if I just greet our out-of-town participants?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. We have participants from Baguio City, Cebu City, Pampanga, and Davao City. Thank you so much to our out-of-town participants. And just like what I mentioned before we pause for a break, this will be uploaded on YouTube. We're now live streaming, but this will be uploaded permanently. And for as long as internet is there, this will perpetually be viewed and absorbed, and people will be learning from the teachings.
And of course, if you want to get a whole bunch of videos that I produce on a regular basis, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Carmazzi TV.
Oh, it's Carmazzi, not Carmazzi. I'm really sorry.
Well, because it depends. I mean, Carmazzi,
Okay.
if you're Italian.
But you're an Italian who was born in the US. Am I correct?
Yes.
So Carmazzi.
Two Z's.
Carmazzi. Okay. So, sir, can we proceed to the Q question in our box?
I'm ready.
This is from, let me just get my reading glasses. Okay, this is from Rico. I would like to ask, what can Sir Arthur Carmazzi suggest for an org when leaders have more of they have more of a live and let live culture and multi-directional culture?
Well, I mean, that's kind of the whole point, right? I mean, the whole point is to evolve. Now, the leaders themselves, this has to be, everything that I've just said only works if senior management is involved, right? I mean, senior management right now has to listen. I mean, but the thing is that, and a couple of things, okay? So first of all, get the HR people first to find key influencers. And you can do that by simply asking questions. Hey, who are the people that you respect the most in your department or in other departments or whatever, right? These people have influence, okay? And then if the senior managers can connect with these people, well, it's kind of like, getting an influencer from Instagram promoting your stock, right?
Yeah.
So if people have influence in the organization and the senior management connect with them and listen, okay, because remember that those people, those influencers also need to listen to the rest of the people, but the rest of the people will trust them more because they're influencers. So they will kind of give real feedback, and that real feedback can make its way back to senior management, which essentially can make things happen. Okay, but remember that the senior manager has to give permission to the people to essentially come up with the culture they want. And regardless of whether even you're at blame culture, if senior management gives you the permission to do it, okay, the people will facilitate that evolution. Okay, and senior manager has to be involved. I mean, you have to tell senior management, okay, this is what we're come up with, this was what we're doing. Okay.
Thank you so much, Sir Arthur. Now, we have a Facebook Live question from Christine Angelica Ferrer Nero. What is the gamified tool you use?
Oh, Squadly. Okay.
Squadly.
See, Squadly, it measures behaviors, right? So here's the thing. Okay, let's say, for example, that as an organization, one of the things that you want to do is essentially, let's just say you want to increase sales, right? Everybody wants to increase sales, all right? But increasing sales is not only the function of the sales team, right? It can be a lot of different factors involved. But let's just say, for example, that the different departments, okay, can contribute to sales, okay, if there are certain things that they do, right? So anything that you come up with as an objective, okay, let's just say it could be sales or it could be cross-departmental cooperation, okay? Anything that is an objective, if you reverse engineer that objective, you're going to end up getting behaviors, right? So that means if I need to do more sales, okay, I will need to do X, and my people in customer service will need to do X, and these are the behaviors that everybody has to do is X and X. Okay, so there's a certain level of certain types of behaviors that if those behaviors are consistently done by people, they will achieve the ultimate result, right? So all you're doing is taking your KPIs and reverse engineering those KPIs. Okay, so see, right now, I mean, think about it. Okay, let's say, for example, you have an annual review or maybe a biannual review. So every 6 months or at best, okay, a quarterly review. Well, yeah, that's great, except that, if it's, let's say, the annual review, people only start doing stuff to kind of get excited about the annual review like about a month before the annual review. And that's what people, the managers usually see. I mean, you could, so basically you're teaching people, hey, it's okay to screw up totally and slack off in the beginning of the year as long as you're good by the end of the review, right? So what happens is that if you have an opportunity to consistently see if you're doing the right behaviors in line with organizational values or organizational objectives that are going to support those KPIs, you're going to get better results across the board because you're measuring the behaviors and not just the end results that you may or may not be doing the right behaviors to get to. So if you gamify that and you give points and you give little awards and emoji and make it fun, and like, oh, you're on like this list, or maybe you're on the innovation list, but you're not on the main list. So that way everybody kind of gets a chance to be on a list somewhere, or okay, at one point or another. So people start to get excited and they want to be on the lists. And of course, there's also negative emojis. So let's say, for example, innovation is one of the behaviors that you want, and you do anti-innovation things like blame people, for example, then you get a negative emoji related to innovation.
Wow. Thank you, Sir Arthur. That's very creative of yours. Now, another FP Live question. From England, Austin, how do we sustain a positive and happy culture with low to zero budget and while maintaining social distancing?
Well, remember, you first of all, this costs nothing. Okay, what it costs is time. Okay, the people are facilitating this. The people are coming up with this. Okay, and like I said before earlier, with we are doing the culture audits for free so that people have at least a benchmark. Okay, and from there, it's all about the people facilitating that those efforts. Okay. So it doesn't require a budget. It requires time and focus.
And a lot of creativity.
Well, yeah, they definitely have to have some creativity.
Thank you, Sir Arthur. Now, from our Q&A box, Marilu Jane Daaron. How can HR make the employees who work from home be more engaged?
How can what employees who work from home?
Because we have employees who work from home. We have this ECQ, or enhanced community quarantine.
Right.
We're in a lockdown. So how can we encourage them as HR practitioners to be more engaged?
Well,
while
see, that's
working?
the whole point, right? Everything that I've just talked about requires your people to do teamwork online, to get on a Zoom call or a Skype call or whatever you want to use, okay? And actually solve problems. Because if you just say, well, you solved the problem by yourself, well, it's not really going to develop that connection and engagement. The key factor here is getting your people to create cells, okay, or teams that are going to solve these problems and come up with the implementation of their ideal working environment. Okay, that this is where the engagement comes from, is literally from, putting a whole bunch of people together online so that they can connect and communicate and solve problems. And remember that it's important for every team to have somebody that's going to document what happens and essentially report it to the overall group.
Thank you, Sir Arthur. Now, this is a challenging and sadly a real thing that's happening in maybe not only in the Philippines, but globally. What if the senior managers and leaders are not supportive of the idea culture evolution?
I mean that then it won't work. I mean, unfortunately, that's just our process actually has. When we implement this, we have a 100% success rate, but we have criteria, right? And one of that criteria is senior management must be involved. They actually, and if you can show, I mean, if they're not so interested, just show them the potential of ROI, right? I mean, at the end of the day, okay, you're paying, again, I mean, just using $1,000 because I deal in dollars. I have no idea what that is in pesos and or any other currency you guys might be out there. But let's just say, for example, $1,000, you get paid $1,000. If you're not engaged, you're basically being paid $1,000 for maybe $600 worth of actual benefit.
Wow.
Because not that you're not worth $1,000, you're definitely worth $1,000, but the environment isn't supporting you to basically be, your best. It's not supporting your own potential. And if you can show that to the organization, to the people, the senior management that might, be less than adequate leaders, so then what happens is that they at least can see, okay, there is a monetary profit benefit here to supporting people to come up with, being innovative and really achieving bigger things for the organization.
Thank you, Sir Arthur. Now we have both a comment and a question from our participant, Amy Cordero. The comment is, very engaging speaker, love the energy. And the question is it best to do org transformation when the company reopens?
Well, see, that's the thing. Right now, you have time.
Start now.
When the company reopens, what happens is you're going to be busy again. Right now, you have time and you have the opportunity to connect with everybody on Zoom and maintain that teamwork and that engagement.
Yes.
Right now is the best time. Okay. Once the company implements, if you come up with all these initiatives and you say, hey, okay, so Amy, you're going to be in charge of this when the company reopens, and you're going to be in charge of, and Sam's going to be in charge of that, and Nico's going to be in charge of that. Hey, but meanwhile, what can we do? Here's all the plans, all the stuff. And then when the company opens, it's like, whoosh, okay, you're in there and you're getting, and everybody knows exactly what they're supposed to do and when they're going to do it and how they're going to do it and how to support each other. It's already done.
Amazing energy, amazing thought, amazing passion you have, sir. Now, so from Marilu Jane Daarol, so after the lockdown, let's just say that it ends on May 16. What should be and then they come together and the plans have been laid down and the behavioral changes have been defined. What are the first 3 things that HR should do in terms of organizational culture? I mean, they're physically welcoming.
Okay, so now people, the first thing they should do, they should get everybody in the entire organization in a big, giant auditorium, okay? And the people who have been leading this, all right, that basically have all of the information and everything else, they're going to come up with some skits, okay? Just like a little play. This is what we were doing before COVID-19. Now we've come up with this really cool ideas, and now this is what's going to happen after. So they do these little before and after skits, okay? They present everything that they have come up with to senior management in a way where basically is like, hey, this is what we have come up with, the people have come up with, this is the culture we want, okay? And basically invite senior management to come up and sign, okay, a big whiteboard or whatever, okay, and basically say these are the guiding principles. This is how we want to be treated and how we're willing to treat you and each other. Okay, this is this is the kind of culture that we've designed based on maybe they can make some paintings and stuff, and have like a little art gallery of so make it fun and basically get everybody to sign on that. Senior management signs first, then everybody else goes and signs, and to make it like this official big giant document, which is simple, which is essentially who we are and what we represent as a culture and the guiding principles.
I love it. It could be a festive celebration.
Exactly. It should be a festive celebration. And you have fun, and it takes you 2 or 3 hours to do it. Everybody's back on, everybody's excited, and now it's about implementation. And remember, this is the key, is you have to get or the people should elect 2 or 3 people to make sure that this gets implemented. You got all these plans, but somebody has to be in charge of making sure that everything is communicated and everything is implemented. So you promised you were going to do this. Hey, let's follow up on that. Okay, so there's and senior management should also compensate the people who are elected a little bit more, simply because they have their normal job plus this job. But it's important when we do this, we recommend that those elected officials basically only maintain a 3-month term. And then it's time to re-elect somebody else, because then it kind of gets people excited again to basically, because people are getting paid a little extra, so there is more incentive. Plus, of course, there's the leadership track that goes with that and a lot of other potential benefits. Plus, people are making an impact. And so so that's one of the things that we recommend.
Thank you, Sir Arthur. I think you just answered the last question in our Q&A box from Marilu Jane Daarol, the key roles of top management on organizational culture.
Yeah. And the key roles of the management are support the people who are essentially managing everything that has already been said. And remember also the other steps that you want to do is do the gamification with the Squadly app, right? Because you want to get people to agree that, these are the behaviors that they want to do. And by being gamified, it basically keeps people in line to exhibit the behaviors that they have agreed to do.
Yes, I agree to that, Sir Arthur. Thank you so much for clearly defining the roles of our top management. Now, we have a live Zoom live question from Christine Senoro. Christine?
Hello, good morning. Hello.
Nice to see you
Hi,
again.
yes.
Oh,
Nice to see you again, sir.
you.
Yes. Yes, I have lots of questions actually. Hello, Sir Karamazi. Good morning. So I have attended these webinars for the past days and I've always raised my question. So like yesterday about the leadership in time of crisis, which also I've raised a question. So you've been talking about this top 5 culture evolution. So now I've been working in a laboratory for over 16 years now. So, and one thing I've realized over this past years is that the blame culture is always on top of the hierarchy. So, in my opinion, I guess it's not about us, the people or the employees, rather than the supervisor or the immediate manager who's the main problem, as you can see. So instead of giving us a something, or she's not a solution also. So how can we improve as an organization if the managers seem to not see us and just do the blame game? So you see, when doubt is found, there is no trust achieved at all. There is no trust at all. I would like to emphasize that. So though some trainings are provided, we still go back to what we are prior. So example, there is an HR training. So we just do this smiley thing, pretending that it's okay. But then after the training, we still go back to what we are prior. So how can we reach that level of leadership in rich culture rather than going back to work and just having us the live and let live culture for the employees? Thank you.
So, all right. So I get you. Now I understand your supervisors here. What about your senior managers? Are they more interested in supporting things, or?
They seem to be supporting, but the manager, the head of the laboratory, isn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. It's called peer pressure. All right.
Exactly.
What you do is you get together with senior management, okay, and you get together with all of the other people in the group that is in the laboratory with you, that is under this supervisor. Okay, and basically here I'm gonna put this down. It's I just put a little link down here called noblame.zone. Okay, you go there, download the no blame zone sign, and it also has instructions on how to create a no blame zone. Okay, and then basically you say, hey, what we want, we have decided as a group, okay, that we want to have a more trusting environment, and we would like to invite you, our manager, okay, don't say our manager who blames us all the time. We want to invite you, our manager, to be a part of this no blame zone so that we can have trust and we can communicate and everything else, and make sure that the senior management puts the freaking sign behind their desk, okay, so that essentially at this kind of process, in this kind of process, you're literally catching people in a positive way if they blame, okay? So basically, I want you to try this, okay? I want you to try it, all right? Ready? I want you to smile, go like this. Okay, now, I want you, if there's somebody nearby, I want you to turn around and say, hey, are you blaming? While you're smiling. Okay, now think about that. So just look at what you've just done. See, it makes it fun. Okay, one of the key things about the no blame zone is you make fun of blame, right? So you just, so we're gonna, you're gonna blame. You know what,
It's
Mr.
like a reverse psychology.
Okay, today is what is today? Thursday, Friday.
Friday.
Today's Friday. Every Friday, you're just gonna blame Mr. Mabala. Okay, it doesn't matter whatever happens. Okay, you're just gonna blame him. So you just make fun of blame, and then you catch people doing. If somebody blames you, of course you have to have the sign. You have to explain this in the beginning. You don't just kind of just do it when people don't know what you're doing, right? And because you don't want to blame people for blaming, so you just kind of look at people. If they start blaming, and you say, "Are you blaming?" Okay, while you're smiling
with a smiling face. Oh, okay, I get that.
And then it's like, okay, So it basically helps people to realign a more useful behavior without blame in order to get things done. And the alternative to blame is called failing intelligently, where you help people to actually solve their problems and improve their competence in the process. But you can find all of this stuff over at noblame.zone.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
You are very welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Christine. Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Thank you, Sir Arthur. We still have another question. This is from the Facebook Live from Oliver Raymond R. Portus. So, no mention about post-traumatic scenarios. To what extent is debriefing significant?
Could you repeat that, please?
It has not been mentioned, the post-traumatic scenario. Maybe this person, maybe Oliver Raymond Portus, is pointing out that there has to be a post-traumatic scenario, or to what extent is debriefing significant?
Wow. Okay. To what extent is the
debriefing? How can we debrief them, or is debriefing necessary? If it is,
post-traumatic scenario. I mean, see, the thing is, okay, if you get people excited from the beginning before they come back, okay. Everything that we're focusing on is essentially going to be what is possible and what we can do for the organization. Okay, so you're getting people to essentially, instead of focusing on the trauma, okay, which a lot of people are doing now.
Yes.
Okay, so simply by redirecting them into a positive element of what can be achieved for the organization, what happens is that you're not really addressing the post-traumatic element. You're addressing the possibilities, because people have been focusing on the possibilities rather than the trauma. But of course, that requires you to do this before you go back to work, because if you wait and you start doing stuff after you get to work, then people are still in this whole trauma, and then it's like, now I got to go back to work. It's like, then it's another shift. While if they're already excited about what they're going to do when they get back to work, and they've already got plans and they've got purpose, well, then you have a lot of passion and excitement and productive action that happens.
Thank you, Sir Arthur, for that. I believe so too. That perhaps with that strategy that you have mentioned with us, less time will be spent on debriefing. It's not about where we dwell. It's about how we move on. Now, Jennifer Samson from the Q&A box. What is the best thing to do if the immediate superior and his staff itself are not coordinating with each other or to each other? Staff doing things with no approval from his superior, and the immediate superior that did not update his staff for the important concerns given to him by the board. So,
well, I mean, at the end of the day, find the key influencers here. People who are the informal leaders. If the superiors are not doing that part of the job, it's okay, because if you find work with other people that you're involved with. I mean, Zoom, Skype, whatever. I mean, just get together and come up with, hey, what can we do? Okay, and then you invite other people to be part of your club, and you can grow it organically from that part. And then you can involve the superiors or the senior guys or whatever, and say, hey, we've started this group and we'd like to invite you because you're our manager, and we'd just like to let you know what we're doing. And then they're going to go, whoa, and guess who's going to get promoted after this whole thing gets done?
Exactly. Thank you so much. Of course, Jennifer Sampson, for your question. Sir Arthur Carmazzi, you have been awesome. Well, thank you so much. 1.5 hours flew so fast only because you are this animated, highly energized, brimming with sense of humor. I mean, you are a person who is you're the type of person who should be leading people and organizations through this crisis. And we thank you for that. So do you have any last words, Sir Arthur, before we part?
No, I just want to let you know that, that if you want to take advantage of the free audits and strategy for your organization, I think that we had put the link on there earlier. And of course, if you want the infographics and slides, go ahead and just send me a note to arthurc@carmazzi.net. Okay, and Carmazzi spelled CARMAZZI.net. And of course, don't forget to follow me on LinkedIn and subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Thank you so much, Sir Arthur. Everybody, a big hand for our speaker. Thank you so much, sir. And we hope to see you in the Philippines personally someday.
Absolutely. After probably not this week, though.
Oh no, not this season. Perhaps once everything has flattened and it's safe already. Thank you, Sir Arthur, and stay awesome.
All right.
Now,
bye.
For our participants, bye, sir. Now, for our participants, don't go yet. It's time for us to call our Madam President Irish Malonda Samson for some reminders and gratitude for.
Thank you, Sir Howard. You can call me Irish instead.
Thank you, Madam Irish. Madam.
Sir, that was fun, energetic, informative presentation from Sir Arthur Carmazzi. What a wonderful presentation that was. So thank you so much on behalf of Ariva Academy. Thank you for giving us the opportunity and looking forward to have you on our HR Congress soon. So also thank you, Sir Howell, for being our moderator today. And I will be seeing you this afternoon, right?
Yes.
But before that, sir, what's your key takeaway?
You know what? There's a lot of things that he has said that has embedded in my not only left lobe brain, but the right lobe brain. The creativity, the energy, the passion. I think those things, not what merely he said, but how he exuded those three things: the energy, the passion, and even that sense of humor. Those things are rare during these times of crisis. So that will be my takeaway. What about you, Ma'am Irish? I'm sure you've had a lot.
What struck me most is one line from Sir Arthur. People need to own the culture. They have to have the sense of ownership for it to be successful.
I agree. Amen to that.
I'll see you later, sir.
See you later. Thank you so much, Madam Irish.
And for the participants, please stay tuned because I have some announcements. So please allow me to acknowledge our win-win sponsors who help us make this e-learning possible. Thank you to our official media partner, Art Plus Magazine. Thank you also to digital media partners, Focus Media, Globaltronics, City Advertising Ventures, Outcom, Elevate Media. For win-win partners, thank you to Brother, Faber-Castell, Glutacy, Moringa O2, KFC, Mr. Donut, Tokyo, Lotus Biscoff, Boss Job, CERT Technology Inc., Pinmap Properties, Parajet, Ilawi Korea, Kitoson and Carpo Consulting, Enchanted Kingdom, Disperse, Cosmotech Philippines Inc. And if you want to place your ads here, advertise your company, your brand, your logo, your services, please do reach us at marketing@ariva.com.ph. Again, it's marketing@ariva.com.ph. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. It's Ariva Academy Philippines Inc. Again, it's Ariva Academy Philippines Inc. Please scan this QR code and it will be directed to our Facebook page. So don't forget to like us. And if you want to watch the replay of our free e-learning sessions, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Ariva Academy. Again, Ariva Academy. Look for Ariva Academy. Subscribe. Ariva Talks, subscribe. Okay? Again, Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. For our upcoming online learning sessions, this will be this afternoon. Yes, how to be productive when you work from home. We have invited Mr. Adrian Tan from Singapore. Please do register now. Join us later. And tomorrow, please do join us, and we will be joined by Mr. Chinky Tan, the sought-after motivational speaker and wealth coach. He will be discussing manage money in a crisis, strategies to manage your money better. Time slot is 3 to 4:30 p.m. And of course, don't forget to register our moderator, and he will be discussing selfless leadership, leading your people through turbulent times. Mr. Howell Mabalot, our moderator, will be discussing this on Tuesday, April 28th. And we would like to invite our HR professionals, people managers, business owners. Please do join us on the HR Virtual Summit PH 2020 Bounce Back HR. This is actually today is the third series. So we have upcoming series to come. So please do join us. For further details, please register and check our website. It's www.ariva.com.ph. And we also invite Mr. Scott Friedman from USA. This will be on April 27. He will be discussing how to survive and thrive during turbulent times. And another international speaker, Miss Pip Penfold. She will be discussing leverage HR technology to power up innovation. This will be on April 30, Thursday. Please do register and join us. Also, another international speaker, Dr. Indigo Triplet, a global keynote speaker, success and mental well-being coach. This will be on April 30, 3 to 4:30 p.m. She will be discussing from surviving to thriving in the new normal. Of course, we have an e-learning masterclass from Mr. Jonathan Yabut. He will be discussing online selling from home, how to use FBIG and LinkedIn to your business. And another e-learning masterclass from Mr. Jonathan Yabut, leading a work from home workforce, how to manage and develop remote teams. This will be on May 14, 4 to 6 p.m. Don't forget to register. If you want to customize an e-learning session for your team, invite our guest speakers, invite our Ariva Speakers Bureau, please do reach me at 0916-695-4418. We can host your e-learning session, and email me at irish.arivaacademy@gmail.com. And thank you for joining us this morning. Hope to see you this afternoon. Again, this is Irish Malonda Samson. In Ariva, it's all about being better. Please stay home and be safe. Thank you.